because here to make her irresistibly creamy French silk pie that will definitely have you coming back for seconds and thirds and maybe even fourths, I don't know, just eat the whole pie, is the creator of the Cookie Rookie food blog. Welcome to our home, Becky Hardin.
Hi.
We're so excited to have
I'm
you,
so
Becky.
excited to be here. Oh my gosh.
I don't think
this is a dream.
This is beautiful.
Oh my gosh, my favorite pie in the world.
Now, I know this is one of your favorite things to
Yes.
make as well because you love to eat it so much.
Yes.
It's always been your favorite pie. But it was also the first thing you ever learned to make when you did the Cookie Rookie food blog.
Believe it or not, I started the blog when I didn't know how to cook anything at all. I was scared to even chop an onion. My roommates would joke that I couldn't make instant coffee. And I got married and my husband can't cook and I can't cook and panicked. So my mom is an amazing cook and she taught me everything. She came down for a week. We did an intensive
Can we go
week.
in?
Yeah, you guys dig in. Cameron's made his way over here. Kim,
Here he is.
Maria, Ken. I don't need to tell Ken because he's already eating.
I just wanted to learn how to make things that I love, and this is, you know, so much easier than you would think to make.
Well, when you hear something like French silk pie, you don't think that's easy to make.
Right.
Now, you're going to show
Sounds
us.
intimidating, but it is so simple.
You're going to show us that we're wrong. And it all begins with just some melted chocolate,
Yes,
correct?
so we have German chocolate, semi-sweet chocolate, and also peanut butter baking chips, which always throws people off a little bit.
Why peanut butter baking chips?
So it helps the chocolate not to seize when we're melting it. It also gives an, sorry.
That's okay.
Gives a little nice depth of flavor. You can use milk chocolate chips if that throws you off, but the pie doesn't taste like peanut butter.
It doesn't taste like peanut butter.
It just gives a nice, creamy consistency.
You've melted the chocolate in the microwave, but we could do it on a stovetop, right?
You could, however you like to melt it is totally fine.
Okay, so, and we've already creamed our butter and our sugar in here, so that's where we added the chocolate.
That's one of the most important steps. Actually, you know, taste a pie and you get that gritty feeling. You want to use caster sugar, which is a super fine sugar.
That's what that is.
Yes, and also make sure you really incorporate the butter and the sugar.
Okay.
So if you feel it between your fingers and you get that sandy feeling, keep going until it's really smooth.
So you want to whip it quite a bit then?
Yes, you really do.
Okay, all right, so we whip that together.
Whip it real good.
Whip it good. Yeah, in the famous words of Devo.
Right.
So then we add some vanilla
Yep,
extract.
vanilla, salt.
And that's, I see that sea salt.
Yes, I just love the flavor.
Okay.
Give it a little crackle.
And then once we get that well combined, we add 2 pasteurized eggs.
Yes,
Why
so
is this so
everyone
important?
is so concerned about eating raw eggs. And I have a lot of documentation on my site about how to make that safe. But one way is using pasteurized eggs. You can find them in any grocery store. They've been heated enough to make them safe, but not cook them. So that's, it's a great workaround. You don't have to do it. Usually it's safe anyway, but that's one way to make your guests feel comfortable.
And why do we add the eggs? Should we add one right now?
Yeah,
Why do we
do it.
add them 5 minutes apart?
So the best thing about French silk pie to me is that creamy custard-like consistency.
Yes.
And the more you whip it like this, whip it real good, it really gets that consistency. So we want to give it a lot of time to fully incorporate. This recipe takes a little bit of time, but it's really easy.
It's
I
worth it.
gotta ask you about the name, the French silk pie.
Yes.
I mean, it's French, it's silky, but
Yes. It's actually
Is it
not,
French from
which
France?
is so bizarre.
French from Canada. He's French
No
Canadian.
wonder I love
so you
the
can
pie.
claim it. No,
Oui, oui,
it's
c'est ça.
American.
Ah, c'est bon, merci.
It was a baking competition in the 1950s. A woman entered it, called it that name, I guess, to give it some flair or some class.
So there's nothing French about
There's
it at
nothing
all.
French about it. No one knows why she called it that.
Where was this baking competition?
You know, I'm not
Iowa?
sure which state. It was definitely in the
fancy.
Midwest.
It's more fancy.
So she's like, this is my French silk pie.
That's such a good answer. I'm kind of glad
silk
it's
pie
not
just
French.
doesn't have the same
Right,
ring.
but the silk
That's
definitely
cool.
describes it
All right.
well.
So then we put it in this beautiful pie crust. Now, is there
Yes.
anything special about the pie crust we
It
should
is
know?
store-bought, which
Okay.
no shame in that game. I'm totally fine with it. No one can ever tell the difference. If you have a pie crust recipe that you love, that is fine as well.
And did you blind bake this?
We blind baked it, and most packages will have really good instructions of how to do that.
Right.
Very simple.
Gosh, look at how fluffy that
It's
is.
so fluffy, and then once it refrigerates, it'll get even more firm.
It's very tempting to eat it right now,
I
but like you said, you
know.
really want it to set in the refrigerator for how long?
At least 3 hours. It'll set up really nice so you can get a good slice like you guys have.
On that note, is it this kind of thing that you can make in advance and kind of keep in the refrigerator for a while?
About 3 to 4 days.
It'll keep.
So it's a great holiday recipe.
Okay.
This is my birthday cake every year, is a French silk pie. So, but we make it ahead of time because no one wants to
look
be
at
stuck
that.
in the kitchen when you're entertaining friends and family.
Perfect.
That's
all right.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And then we add our homemade whipped cream
Yes.
and just the shaved chocolate.
Yes, and the shaved chocolate is my favorite part. The bigger, the better. I have some tips on how to do that on my site as well, but I love to put the melted chocolate on the bottom side of a baking sheet.
Oh,
Just kind of roll it up in really big shavings. It's so fun.
That's beautiful. And making homemade whipped cream is so easy as well.
So simple. Another thing that, you know, before I started to learn how to cook, I just thought it was this high-end thing. It's really not.
No.
Anyone can cook. That's the whole point of my site. So I hope people get inspired by that and know that they can entertain too. Anyone can. It's so fun.
Listen,
and you say this is tricky to make, but it seems so. You make it seem so doable. I'll say that.
It's extremely simple. I always say, if I can do it, you can do it.
Okay.
And my college roommates will attest, if I can do it, then you can do it.
Now, you've said that this is your favorite dessert, but in your family, you've also said that nobody's got a bigger sweet tooth.
Oh, then my baby.
Than your baby.
He turns 2 in March, and he is so he is in the kitchen with me a lot. He is a sugar fiend. We cannot keep him away. And he was having the best week of his life when I was testing this recipe this week.
No.
So Scout, our dog, was our first baby. She's a great big sister, and he dressed up as his big sister.
Oh my God.
They're the best of friends.
Oh, he's the sweetest thing I've ever
He's
seen.
a
This might be sweet, but he's sweeter.
Have you had a taste yet, Deb?
No,
I gotta try
to
it.
get
There you
in
go.
there,
Cheers,
but
you
we're
guys.
taking pictures.
Absolutely
Cheers.
delicious, silky, and it's French.
American
French up in my mind anyway. As always, full recipes
That
can
is
be at
good.
hallmarkchannel.com.
So good.
And for more delicious recipes from
so
Becky,
light.
just visit
I
the
love that
Cookie
consistency.
Rookie.